A thunderous evening as as our scene opens on Woodrow Dannington as he is seated in the living area of the former mansion of Duke Tyson. As you see, he picks up the phone and begins to dial.
Uh, hello?
You don't get a voice at first until a few seconds after the phone has already until the phone or the call has already went through. This is Josiah. Can I help you with?
Everything okay over there?
Mm, as well as can be expected. Why should something be?
No, it just took a minute when you picked up. Just, make sure you're alright.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. You know, never mind the fact that someone tried to blow me up, but I'm fine.
Oh, good. So, kind of called you twofold. One, those Ventru guys were, dealing in blood bags out of, some hospital in your area.
Hmm. I'm not aware of that.
Yeah. They, are in some blood trade deal with Clamber in your area. So, that might turn into a concern.
Well, I
They,
appreciate your heads up.
they lost their ghoul to some gang violence, so I don't know. The next thing I was going to ask you, what's up with whoever snagged you? I know I saved you last time, but didn't really get into a whole lot of inquiries about who you thought did it or anything that you know that would be distinguishable.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the same. I'll tell you the same thing I told you last time. I didn't get a particularly good look at it because whoever did it was quite literally invisible, even to my eye.
Oh,
Um, they hit like a ton of bricks. They got in and got out without being seen. We assumed, a lot of us, that it was Tyson, but no proof of that.
okay. And you don't know who blew up the museum? Any clues?
Oh, I'm quite sure of that. I'm quite sure. It's pretty obvious who blew it up when they're crying. We are the king, we are king's chosen. I'm pretty sure I know who it was.
Okay. Well, at least I know who it is now. But that's is that Biltmore's or yours area?
Technically, it's mine. It's close to the governor's mansion, so there's a possibility that these. I'll just come right out and say it. There's a possibility that these Sabat might not know about the current political climate, so they may have been trying to send a message more than they were to commit an actual murder.
Sure. Yeah. You guys have my number, so if you actually need it looked into, then you can have me do that.
Well, Mr. Dennington, I'm certainly not going to stop you if you are interested.
Well, I got my own dukedom to run, so I don't want to, I don't want anybody to think I was a busybody duke running over and doing everybody else's stuff.
No, I can totally understand that.
But I
Speaking of
just
which,
want
how
to
goes the?
go
Go
ahead.
ahead, proceed.
No, after you, please.
Was any word on your little uh, crusade down there?
Yeah, I found that Tyson had a coven. Uh,
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure he was teaching the coven, or someone in the coven taught him how to summon demons. I'm unsure which way round it went. I followed a girl to a house. I tried to get in, but the house is very sensitive to alarms, and so I had to leave. So I haven't decided how I'm going to approach that situation yet. However, the actions are very suspicious, and I definitely want to get some lines on this coven.
If you need anything from anything from up my way, just let me know.
Of course, of course. Um, I don't think that I do at the moment, but you never know. Also, apparently, Ekman's not dead
And why should he be dead?
because he died to werewolves.
Oh no.
So, but he's very much not dead. He apparently has become one of the ghosts that Giovanni deal with. So,
Hmm. That's gonna be on my conscience for the rest of the day.
sorry if I didn't sugarcoat that enough.
No, no, it's not your style. Never has been.
Well, I don't know. I want you should know that your harpy took some magic item out of the Nosferatu's house that they wanted. I'm sure at some point that'll become a point of contention. He's your clanmate. You might want to inform him you should put it back. I don't particularly care either way. I'm just letting you know.
All right. Again, much appreciated.
Yeah. Well, I guess, if you don't need anything from me, then I'm going to make some other arrangements this evening. But if you want me to look into stuff, you know my number.
As always, Mr. Dennington.
Good evening.
And his end of the phone goes dead.
Cool. Is Mitchell ready?
Yes.
Okay. Peace. I'll let you guys do that.
All right. Meanwhile, as this conversation is just getting started in a hotel just outside of the Appalachian District. Metro.
The good Reverend has sought out the kindred he has been told is in control of the area in which he lives. Reverend Johnson has not had the best week, but he has put on a smiling face and he has pressed his nicest white suit to go and discuss a few matters with this individual. Pardon me, sir. He will.
You see the
Go ahead.
like I said, now this hotel room, actually, you've already made it into the hotel room with this gentleman who is standing across the room from you and specifically leaning against the wall, as he has invited you in and basically showed you to a seat.
Okay, the
Yes,
Reverend.
he is not packing. He is not packing that shotgun, however.
Good, good. Pardon me, sir. I believe we've spoken on the phone. I am the Reverend Jimmy J. Johnson. That's Jimmy J. Johnson with a J.
I'm familiar with your voice and your name.
Yes, it seems that there have been some misunderstandings about the area in which I was allowed to settle.
Continue.
Well, it seems that unbeknownst to me, being brand new to the area, um, I had actually run afoul of a group of rather furry, rather angry individuals. Now, normally,
And
I would,
see, he puts up a finger. Remind me where this location was?
and he'll give him the location of the church that the Reverend came into town for.
That's not on their territory.
Apparently, they believe that it is, and you may want to have a conversation with them about that, because they definitely did take it out of my hide personally. There was talk of breached treaties and stank and all manner of foul names directed in my direction. And I watched them destroy another member of your esteemed organization. And I also saw them get rather angry. And the last thing that I recall before blacking out is this unceremonious howl. And when I awoke, I was very nearly a hair's breadth from death. As one Miss, I believe her name was Kendra, can testify. Also, the lovely, lovely musician saw the majority of my wounds that evening, unfortunately. I do not exaggerate.
Musician. You referring to Andy, I assume.
Yes, I am.
Uh, Not much for her, but I guess she has her uses.
She most definitely does, as it is her beneficence that has kept me out of the sun these past few nights, while I have been run out of my church.
Well, I am sorry to hear that. What I'm more sorry to hear is, though, that these furballs apparently can't read their own writing.
Now, if I may, sir, the treaty is not currently my concern, as I am unsure whether or not my temporary leased dominion was upon their territory. However, whatever the case may be, I was not made aware of their presence in this area when I first arrived. And the harpy of the domain did come and visit me personally at that location. And no one alerted me to the fact that these crazed creatures were in my backyard, nor was I close enough to the border of said treaty for it to be an issue one way or the other, no matter whose side is actually telling the truth. And since it did nearly literally kill me, sir, I do believe that some recompense may be owed me.
I'm going to be honest with you, sir. I wasn't prepared to have to do that, but you do make a point. One, I have to have a serious conversation with McDonald or whatever the fuck his name is up there. Two,
Did he actually give his name? Was it
he never said
okay?
it.
If he didn't
Never
say
actually said it.
okay.
Two, let me first offer you a major boon. I would dare offer you a life boon, but unfortunately I'm indebted to another for a life boon myself.
I'm sure we could split the difference, sir, as I spilled quite a bit of my own blood in an attempt to escape the jaws of the creature, and upon the side of the road as I crawled by myself for miles along the shoulder before I was rescued.
I would greatly appreciate. I greatly appreciate to have that balloon off my shoulders if she'd do it. Though I can't guarantee that she would. Until I know for sure, at least consider this a major boon.
Yes, of course. Are there, out of character, are there no blood boons in this current system? Did they do away with those in V20?
There are, but he just didn't offer them.
Okay. As long as I, as a player, know that they're available, that's understandable.
Yeah.
I still... It pains me to say it, sir, but I don't necessarily believe that that appropriately addresses my grievances. I tell you what, I will leave you with my business card. And he'll slide a business card in his hand over in that general direction. And you may telephone me when you have decided exactly what the near death of a brand new arrival to your district is worth. And he'll stand up and start to leave.
Wait.
Yes, sir.
Three measure wounds, possibility of a life wound.
That seems much more fair, sir. I appreciate it. It is a pleasure, as always, to do business with the tower. And he'll extend his hand to shake it.
As you do, you actually see a tattoo, or the semblance of a tattoo on top of the gentleman's hand. It is actually looks like a flaming skull with an eye patch over one of the eyes.
Okay. Going to make a mental note of that.
Now about this church of yours, are you still hurting, so to speak, for that?
I have been requested to leave the area. I am currently searching for a new place in which to hold my services. If, of course, you can clarify the terms of the treaty, I might be able to move back into the building that I had initially paid for. But until such time as that is ironed out, I do not feel safe within it.
And rightfully you shouldn't. Like I said, I gotta have a talk with those firm balls and see if they can remind them of what their own handwriting is. The borders that they're talking about, last time I read that treaty, which granted was 20, 30 years ago, but the last time I read that treaty, you're nowhere remotely close to their borders.
That is very interesting, sir, and I do apologize if it has caused you any inconvenience.
No, it's more of a... Let me be the well. Here's the thing. I'm not above dragging their asses out of that mountain and putting buckshot in them. I'm really not.
If that is the path that you choose to take, sir, by all means take it. But the last time I saw them in such a manner that I wouldn't care to fight them at the moment.
Who said you would have to fight them?
Oh, no one. I was just alerting you to the fact that I would most definitely not be.
All right. Next question. How much were you paying in rent on that building?
I'm not really sure, so I'll just the character would know and he would spout that off.
Yeah. You actually see the Duke actually reaches into his back pocket and produces a wallet, and he actually counts out enough to in the same value times 3 months. That should set you up for a couple of months.
Thank you. I do appreciate it, sir. Also, you wouldn't
Now, as
happen
far as
to...
finding, as far as finding you somewhere that I know the fireballs aren't going to bother you, I've got some space on the grounds of my domain if you're interested.
I would have to come and check out the location, but I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem. I do bring with me a sizable flock from my old congregation to seed the new church.
I'm pretty sure a couple thousand acres can handle it.
That could work, sir. That could definitely work. Would you, so as not to impose, I do apologize, but would you happen to know when a good time that I might be able to reach the prince and properly introduce myself would be?
No,
I do
I
not
didn't
mean
tell
to,
you, did they?
I didn't mean to step on your toes, but I do understand that I would like everyone in the chain of command to know that I am here after the recent events.
Oh, yeah, trust me, I completely understand, but they apparently didn't tell you.
No.
There's that political book's kind of thinking. You
Hmm.
see, the prince, the prince right now, he's not the real prince. He's sitting there holding it for the real guy.
Okay. When will the real
Funny,
guy return?
here's the funny thing: the real guy is still here, hiding.
Okay, now I am not a member of your illustrious sect, nor have I ever pretended to be, but I am quite certain that the last time that I checked, if one prince allows someone else to sit his throne, he is no longer the prince. Have I gotten that
That's
wrong, sir?
yeah, yeah. That's what we've been discussing. Let me give you the details on it. Give you the quick and dirty. This has been about a month ago. Sam,
Mm-hmm.
the old prince,
Mm-hmm.
he was apparently, from what he says, and I wasn't there, but I've heard other people say this too. He was busy at work, like like the venture do.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, he actually says that with a bit of parody in his voice. They were busy at work, like they always claim to be. And he claims this invisible force thing busted in the mansion and somehow got by everyone there and attacked him, and he's been freaking out ever since. And then because he thought it was too much of a target, he puts his kid on the throne. Oh, and it gets better. It gets better. He still stays on the council of his kid.
Permission to speak
Yeah,
freely.
you tell me this one. Go, go.
What kind of Mickey Mouse domain is this?
You tell me. We've been trying to figure that out every day. Look, we've been trying to figure that out since all this shit happened.
Okay, well, in that
First, the
case,
prince gets attacked. The prince gets attacked. Then we got it. Then with the fucking Tremere, dabbling with demons and shit.
does that mean I
Now
shouldn't
you get attacked.
contact with one?
Probably.
Okay, so noted.
And now you got attacked. Now here you are getting attacked by the wolves for no damn reason.
Yes, that was quite disturbing. Uh, in that case, what I shall do is I shall make my introduction to the nominal prince and ensure that the real McCoy is somewhere in the room at the same time, I suppose.
Yeah, that'll probably get the job done. The two hardly ever. I swear they're fucking butt buddies. They're never around one. You never find one without the other.
I wonder if that's because they are very close or because they are suspicious of one another.
Well, you know what? At this point, I don't even really care. Somebody needs to sit that damn chair.
I understand, sir. Well, I will take up no more of your time having come to discuss what I came to discuss. I do thank you for your efforts to work with me in this endeavor, and I appreciate your flexibility in the matter.
Well, you're in this domain, and I'm not particularly proud of the fact that the last guy who was in this domain didn't think this domain was good enough for him.
Really?
Decides he wants to go to some other domain, become Duke.
Hmm. That does sound like a problem. I would take that as a slap in the face, sir.
I do take that as a slap in the damn face.
Well, I will take up no more of your time. I will be upon my way. If you need anything at all, I do offer spiritual counseling. Just check me out. I am the Reverend Jimmy J. Johnson with a J. It's on your business card right there. You have a good night, sir.
All right. As he sees you out, you actually hear him through the door uttering all manner of curse that you think you ever heard. More, not necessarily that he's mad, more as he's just, apparently he just peppers this into random conversation.
Okay. Now I have more
Meanwhile,
information.
yes, you do. Meanwhile, over in the Mecklenburg district, in the office of Nathaniel Ashford.
At this point, you see Nathaniel basically pacing around his office, dialing the self-same Duke to redress the certain issue of his damaged Ferrari. And ringing, just whenever he decides to pick up.
All right. A, who are you? B, how do you know me? And C, what do you want?
Okay. Nathaniel Ashford, the Harpy, it's my business to know. And quite simple, really. My car was damaged. You, Bruja, have a certain sway over social media, correct?
I know people.
Good. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. This is going to be a very minor issue because my vehicle was damaged on your domain by certain...
Oh, Jesus Christ. Again, let me guess, wolves.
Yes, Fuzzy Wuzzy, big, scary, gigantic Scotsman.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Anyway, I'm not going to fleece you for everything you own or any of that silliness. Just a small matter because I now have issues that I have to deal with, readdressing certain problems, and, well, I could use the word of mouth getting out on social media that a charity auction will be held on the Ashford estate to redress some of my recouped losses, if you understand my meaning.
Oh, yeah, you got it. I'm definitely that was only for you.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely fine then. See?
No,
All right.
I mean, like literally moments ago, there's another gentleman a certain preacher, just stepped out of this hotel room. Do you happen to be by perchance, I don't know, related in this incident?
Oh, well, I
He said you were there.
suffered the same beating, but you know how Ventru are. We tend to bounce back rather quickly. Um, and, well, managed to recuperate myself fairly well, but yeah, suffered at the same time. Apparently, we stepped on wolf territory or some sort of confusion happened. I have
Yeah,
no...
I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I told the Reverend. That's a crock of shit. They apparently can't read their own handwriting.
Okay. So apparently they were either confused on where the lines were, because last I checked, the the church, quote unquote, that the preacher was in wasn't directly anywhere near their property. And yet
It isn't anywhere near their property.
And yet here I am, sitting here with a busted Ferrari, with the bumper dragging the ground, with the words, literally, leech, tattooed into the freaking leather. Well, wolves. Anyway, grinning and bearing, dealing, no problem. I just need word of mouth spread. because my job is a little bit more complicated. Now I have to watch my step. Don't want the, big furries taking a chunk out of my ass over anything.
Well, first they had no right to take a chunk out of your ass or my ass or anybody's ass.
Well,
They're supposed to stay on their damn mountain and leave us the fuck alone, but apparently they can't fucking do that.
apparently not. Apparently they live by certain barbaric codes of, I'm bigger and meaner than you, therefore, yeah. Anyway, that's just,
They want to play fucking hardball. We can play fucking hardball.
huh.
I will march my happy ass right up that mountain. I am not fucking against
Well, I dare say that would be quite a sight, but I would advise against it personally. Just simply
it. You're
because,
the second guy that told me that.
yeah, just on the basis that I myself suffered a particularly bad beating from one of them. That wasn't even the main one, but it was quite literally a new level of pain that I don't even have descriptors for. Let's just be glad that, like I said, Ventru are resilient creatures by nature. So,
Let
yes.
me guess. Woke up on the side of the road, bloodied and beaten to a pulp. Have no clue how you got there.
Yeah, pretty much, vaguely. Luckily, like I said, particularly resilient. But anyway, you know,
Tell you what, I'll get that up for you. You have a Ferrari you have to recoup.
yep, exactly.
No, I would love to pay for that. Trust me, I would. I like Ferraris as much as the next guy. I know what would happen if, I know what would happen if one of those fucking idiots fucked up my panhand.
mhm.
I'd like to be able to pay you back for the car, but unfortunately, just compensated that preacher. Tell you what, can I offer you a boon?
Oh, certainly, certainly. And if you can manage to get the word out about the auction, because I happen to be selling a few other cars that I no longer need, like you said, you're a bit of a car enthusiast. Maybe you'd be interested.
Well, it depends on what you got. I'm more of a foreign muscle kind of guy, but that other Torador down there at the beach, I know he's into them.
Well, in your case, your taste and mine run pretty much concentric. Ferraris, Porsches, Lambos, that kind of thing. Couple of Chargers, just odd sundries. Um,
Yeah, I have no interest in that. As I say, Marquez might, but
mhm. Well, anyway. Also happen to be selling up a couple of paintings that I managed to. I know, strange enough, been true with a soul. What do you know? Eh? Anywho, like I said, get the word of mouth out. I'll recoup the car myself. Handle the repairs. That's no big deal. That's none of your worry. I understand that you have a lot on your plate, and I'm just looking out for all of our interests after all. After all, I was just doing my job and fed a very large, very furry knuckle sandwich by some rather disgruntled individuals. That just happens to be sometimes a lot in life. Sometimes you're the cat, sometimes you're the mouse.
well, you said you're the harpy, so do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Mark the boon I owe you on your ledger, and mark 3 that I owe to what was his name? What was that damn dude's
Reverend
name?
Johnson.
Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy J. Dot Johnson. Whatever this J stands for.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Taken care of and happy to do that. Now, I'll gladly allow you to return to your business. Have a wonderful night, as we all have things and people to visit and places to go. Anyway,
Sure,
Diana.
there's nothing else you need. Sure,
Oh,
there's nothing else that you can make my life more of a living hell with.
no, no, no. As a matter of fact, I'd be more than willing to help you if you need anything. Hacking, spying observations, anything done. I'd be happy to help you out.
Actually, you know what? Now that you mention it, there's a way you can help both of us out. You got a email I can send you something.
All right. He gives him the email of Lancaster23 through Gmail. So that's the one he uses, or at least his business email.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna send you this. This is a copy. This is my copy of that. This is my copy of that treaty that they claim that we broke.
Hmm.
Look through this and see if you find anywhere where it was violated.
Maybe there was a separate incident, maybe a point of confusion, but I'm not aware.
Also, now there's one other thing. Now the lines are clearly defined on that treaty. I know there's some kind of funny thing you can do with the internet to go on and look at like aerial maps and shit.
Yes, yes. I'll
You,
make
you,
sure.
you do that.
I'll make sure and take care of it, and make sure that the lines are clearly identified. See if there was any particular violation by us involved in this little incident. Not a problem at all.
Yeah. So if you can take care of that for me, I'd be much obliged.
Oh, certainly, certainly.
And also, if you happen to have a contact for the an email for the Reverend, feel free to forward it. Tell him the same.
All right, email for the Reverend. I'll see what I can do as acquiring that. But anyway, glad to be of service. And he just sort of smiles, and you hear the phone go dead.
Phone
And
also goes dead on Terrance's end, and Terrance proceeds to lift his leg and put a foot firmly through the wall of the hotel room that he had grabbed to do this meeting with the Reverend. Fucking bitch. I swear to God, can't fucking live with him, can't live without him. And if you two gentlemen don't have anything, that will wrap us up.
All right, sounds good to me.
All right.